I wonder if people can talk, if they have questions, if they want to ask. I can put the overlay on there. It'll bop us to the side. So then if people do join, I know you can't see this,
Okay.
but I can see the questions. So if they ask questions, we're going to be on here really quick. What up, you guys? Thank you for tuning in. I'm hanging out with Jeff Brinkman, my friend from Superior Cannabis. If you haven't seen any of those dope ass beverages, I don't have one here. I should probably go grab one. The Craft Orange, my favorite. He also has a grape coming out. But anyway, so we're just here to talk about the 2024 legislative session. We're wondering, is cannabis going to be social equity and craft based? Um, Stay tuned, I guess, for the legislative session. We're hoping to stream some of the things going on. We'll hear what's going on. What's going on, Jeff? When we have hear information about bills this year?
Yeah, I think the introduction will be due by Wednesday, so we should know kind of what's upcoming for proposed bills and amendments, and then the upcoming committees will be scheduled after that. So it's coming soon.
Yeah, super excited to see what's going to happen this year. I know we have an industry that's building and it's coming together. Um, I'm excited to see, what direction it goes in. Is it going to be what Minnesota promised us, or will it be something
Different.
different?
I think one thing, this continuous message we heard, Michael, was a craft industry and a socially equitable industry. So
Right.
I think if we, as a group, as a community, stay focused on those promises, it'll be pretty easily to pick those things out of the bill that might stray away from those goals, right?
Right. And so they're not going to be actually, it'll still be the same bill, but they'll be making amendments,
Yes,
is what
yes.
we're looking for. What type of amendments do you think could potentially be in there?
Well, I think we want to make sure that we're watching for things that are going to limit, equity licenses and small businesses, and maybe pro big business. And I think we've seen, we saw some of that last session with the A131 amendment, the elegant compromise, I think it was called.
Okay.
And those types of things we're going to want to watch out and probably battle back and talk to these legislators about, holding that. This is what you said, and this is what it needs to be, if that's what you said it was going to be.
And then I did get an opportunity to go to the OCM board meeting. I know we talked a little bit about that. Surprisingly, I guess they didn't send invites to everybody. I'm not sure why I got an invite and you didn't get an invite.
Right.
But apparently they didn't send invites.
It was a pretty small room for a statewide meeting, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what we kind of wonder when they're going to have these meetings. Are they for everybody? And if they're not for everybody, we should know how the members were picked for those meetings and why. What's the criteria of picking certain people out and leaving other folks out? So,
well, I'm curious, how did you hear about the OCM? Because I got an email and I was super excited to have gotten the email, and I've kind of been in the background, so I did kind of want to show up. Obviously, if most of you don't know, been going through some family stuff, so we got a new baby.
Congratulations.
But I did take the time to get down there and hear what they were talking about, and I know they did say a lot about social equity, and I felt like they were kind of I didn't understand exactly what's going on, obviously, as a lot of this stuff has been going through. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the first time I heard of it, the meeting had been published on YouTube. I don't know if it was by the OCM or somebody else.
I think it might have been the Cannabis College. I think I seen their logo.
Yeah, it was the Cannabis College, actually. And
shout out to the Cannabis College, I guess.
Yeah, definitely great coverage. Something that we probably would have not known about had they not posted. So, but I was, I kind of fielded some calls from some other people that hadn't heard a thing about it. So, those are questions I think that need to keep coming forward. We need transparency in the industry, and especially at the Office of Cannabis Management. If they want to earn everybody's trust, I think then they've got to be very inclusive.
So aren't these meetings public meetings though? Aren't they?
I thought it seemed like a public meeting, but if they're inviting certain members of the public, I mean, that's just the question. I think even starting out, like you have to ask yourself, why that was, you know, exclusive to invites.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of my concern as well. Um, I've been super vocal about social equity. As most of you guys know, we actually did a press release prior to the bill, um, trying to ensure that we get some of the things that the legislature promised us in the bill. And I haven't really heard much from OCM. This was the first invite that I've gotten personally to come. Maybe they sent other ones and I missed the email, but I did see the email and I was excited to be there, but I'm kind of confused on why I got an invite and the public didn't get an invite. Do
And
they?
didn't you say that um, you weren't really aware of what the meeting was going to be about?
Yeah, I really didn't know. They did have a little bit of details, but it was definitely an interesting meeting. I was excited to have been there. I did do some transcribing to kind of keep track of what they were saying.
Mhm.
Fortunately, somebody else recorded it, so I don't need to actually go back and read all that
Right,
stuff to kind of keep up. Um, but I think it's good that they are having those meetings. I am a little concerned that it's not open fully to the public.
right.
Um, yeah,
And I think that, we're missing that aspect of kind of the public square where we can actually ask questions. The last two from the OCM were basically them telling us kind of what their vision was and
okay,
then done. No, you couldn't ask any questions. There was no back and forth. And I get, not asking questions during the meeting, but
right.
after, 20 minutes of
Mm,
Q&A would be good.
mm.
And I think for, folks wanting to get into this business, that initial introduction as to what this is about, how things look, are pretty important.
Right. And then I do have, a lot of friends and family that are social equity people that would love to kind of get into the
Hmm.
cannabis industry. And as you know, this whole time, I've always advocated for finding a way for people to transition into a legal market to where they're not, afraid of losing their home, their
Right.
job, their family, their children. And that was kind of the goal with the social equity aspect. I think it's important for more people to be included because if we don't know where to start and it's not a public type of thing, like what do we do?
Right.
Like, who do we ask questions to? So I think it's important that, we create a space where, everybody is invited. I'm not sure if they have a space on their website where they post their upcoming meetings and locations and they allow you to pre
And they might be able to
register.
explain that. However, I guess nobody that I talked to, outside of people that got invites, knew anything about it. And that's where I, start asking questions like we do.
Okay, let's say I got a face. Okay, so we got a couple comments on here.
Certainly.
Unfortunately, if you don't hit the link in there, I didn't post it. It won't tell me your name. So if you could tell me your name, I'll shout you out. But it says I had to register to be a part of the meeting. Um, how did you register? Like, where did you get the registration information from? Was it emailed to you, or how do you figure that out? I want to know personally because I know friends and family, include my friend Jeff, um, how we can be up to date on this information and how we can keep up with it and track it. Obviously, I suck at tracking stuff, so it's extremely helpful for my friends to kind of keep me updated on the things that are going on. Um,
That would be helpful for sure.
yeah. So anyway, we're not going to talk all night. We just wanted
No.
to jump on, say hi, remind you guys 2024 legislation is starting. Keep your eyes out. Wednesday, we'll know what's going to be in the session
Yep.
this year.
Introduced.
We'll see if there's any cannabis related stuff. We're hoping to keep track of that stuff as we go forward and as the industry shapes up in Minnesota. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I'm Michael Ford,
Yeah.
Jeff
Franklin.
Brinkman, Superior Cannabis.
Thanks for having me.
You got a website they can find you on?
Yeah. We're at the superiorcannabiscompany.com.
Otherwise, you know where I'm at. If you don't know, you'll find out eventually. All right, you guys. Let's see. Daniel Bergenson. Am I saying that right? Bergerson. So Daniel, where did you get the information to register for the meeting? If you wouldn't mind chatting that there, just so others can register for future meetings for the OCM. I'll give him a second to comment. If he doesn't comment once this live ends, he can still comment and it'll pop up and you guys can get that information.
Yeah, that'd be great for a lot of people.
Right. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in, and we're looking forward to this legislative session. Make sure you guys keep an eye out for our alerts, our updates. We'll probably be going live and streaming some of the stuff that we can. I signed up for their newsletter and they sent me an invite. So sign up for the newsletter for the OCM to get invites to future events and future informational.
Yeah, and I think I'm signed up to that. So
Okay.
If not, I'll do it again.
Right. But you heard it here first. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Have a good one.